All right, here's Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett addressing Cyber Week in Tel Aviv.
It's just going to grow exponentially. That's a word we use a lot lately. And that makes me worried. As Prime Minister of Israel, I view this as one of the top threats of national security, and I think that the cyber attacks across the world are one of the top global threats of the world itself. We got to get it into action. So what did Israel do, and what are we going to do about this? The biggest thing that we did is create an industry, or allow an industry to thrive. No country alone, no government or combination of governments can solve this problem. We need the prowess of the private industry, and it's got to be a combination of private and government together, because the brains are not only in government, to say the least. So what we've got in Israel is a bunch of really smart people who at a very young age enter the military intelligence, assume huge responsibilities, take charge at the age of 20, 21, could be in combat units or cyber units, but ultimately they're thrown into the Israeli society at a young age with huge capabilities. And that's why we're seeing the boom, the high-tech boom. I was among one of those folks 20 years ago. I had smarter friends who they actually knew what they were doing. But that's the secret of Israel, getting a bunch of different people sitting together. And what we've done, we've created a cyber city, Beersheba. And here's the idea. We bring everyone together, and I like to call it the secret of the lunch. So here's the deal. In the cyber park in Beersheba, you'll have a 25-year-old captain, and she serves in one of the military units. She's out for lunch. She'll be meeting VP R&D of one of the companies, perhaps an associate VC of one of the venture capital firms, and perhaps a professor at the Ben Gurion University, a professor of math. When those four people sit together, good things happen. Innovation is something that you can't command, you can't force, you can't direct. There's no law that we could create that will say, we want you to innovate twice a day. It doesn't work that way. All we can do is allow it to happen. All we can do is allow all these folks to get together and create this fusion and let them move. The high-tech industry in Israel is booming, and the cyber defense industry in Israel is booming exponentially again. Look at this, folks. Of every $100 invested in cyber defense across the world, $41 of those were invested in Israeli cyber defense firms. $41 out of every $100. By doing this, by spreading innovation, by spreading the ideas, by not concentrating it in one place, we're assured that there's a bunch of brains out there working hard to close another loophole, create another patch, and solve another problem. That's by far the biggest secret sauce of Israel. But the second thing is we as a government, we as a nation have to defend ourselves. And here what we did was also fairly rare. I think we're the first in the world. We created one national cyber agency, a one-stop shop whose responsibility is to defend all critical infrastructure in Israel, electricity, water facilities, etc. But also the same cyber agency that you just saw, Yigal Una, who runs it, that same agency is also responsible for the private sector. That's not to say that we're in charge of every company's security software, etc., everyone has to take responsibility. But they have a phone to call. They have someone they can call up, ask, investigate, share information, and that's grown into more than just phone calls. It's grown into a network because when one of those bad countries out there is attacking one of our companies, we want everyone else to know, right? Imagine you're on a bus, a very crowded bus, and there's a pickpocket who just trying to steal your wallet. Well, there's one option: you can be silent, and then that same pickpocket will go on to the next guy and try and pickpocket him and the next guy. Or what if you took out red spray and you sprayed his face with red and you said, "Here's a criminal," and everyone else says, "Oh, there's a criminal," everyone then can defend himself. So that's what we've done. We're together, not alone. And the cyber agency, the National Cyber Agency, is that spray and that megaphone that tells everyone, here's the bad guy. This agency also works on an ongoing basis with all our defense agencies, the Mossad, the Shin Bet, Unit 8200. They actually work together. That's a big challenge, but it's working. They sit together, they think together, they network together, and they connect. And now the big news is we're going global. The same national network, which is working so well at the Israeli national level, we're opening up, announcing the cybernet, global cybernet shield, where we're using the very same principles of connectivity. Because the main thing is, if you try and fight alone, you're going to lose. If you fight together, you're going to win. I want to explain this point. Let's say Iran, just an example, is attacking a water facility in Belgium at 10:35 p.m. Well, that water facility is seeing thousands of signals every minute, and this malicious signal is just one among others, right? It's going to be very difficult to detect that this signal is a bad guy signal if you're alone. But usually the bad guys and the bad nations work on multiple attacks, right? You want a big ROI on your money if you're a bad guy. So let's say they're attacking a Chile water facility a minute later, and an Indian water facility 3 minutes later. If they all share information on the modus operandi, how are they doing it? Where is it coming from? Immediately, you can differentiate between the good signals, which are noise, and the bad guys. And that's the idea of the network. That's the idea. And then, in real time, you can alert, you can investigate together with joint resources, you can quickly develop the vaccine, and within minutes, disperse that very vaccine to all the countries who are part of this network. And that's why we feel here in Israel that we have to work together. United we stand, divided we fall. We're already in touch, and we've already signed MOUs with dozens of countries, but we're bringing it to the next level of online, real-time network defense, a global network shield. Think about that. You don't want to be that pickpocket when everyone is ganging up on you, right? We're reversing it. Instead of every company, every country being alone, what do? How do we know who are the bad guys? What do we do? How do we solve it? We're all together ganging up on them. And today, we invite all like-minded good countries across the world, good nations, to join forces in the global cyber defense shield. Just call up Yigal Luna and join today. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Itzik Ben Israel and the university and everyone who's been part of this great initiative. Thank you. Toda rabah.